Richmond City leaders say a nearly $12 million federal grant has been canceled that would have been used for upgrades to the water treatment plant. Our Cameron Thompson has more on how Virginia leaders are reacting to the loss and whether other projects could face a similar fate.
The funding in question was a nearly $12 million grant from the Federal Emergency Management Agency's Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities, or BRIC, program. In an email obtained by CBS6, the Virginia Department of Emergency Management, or VDEM, told city officials about the loss on Friday and said it was part of the Trump administration's broader move to shut down the program and canceling all grants that hadn't already been given out. Richmond was awarded its grant in August 2023. While the news release is no longer on FEMA's website, an archive version said the money would be used to, quote, improve the feeder channel, concrete wall, and berms at the Richmond water treatment facility, end quote. In a statement, Richmond Mayor Danny Avula said he was disappointed by the decision and called it short-sighted, but added it won't impact immediate operations at the plant and won't delay improvements that stemmed from January's water crisis. He added, quote, by cutting funding for critical infrastructure, the federal government is shifting significant costs directly onto our residents and ratepayers. I urge FEMA to reissue these funds, and I will work with our federal reps to advocate for our residents, end quote.
We saw earlier this year how critically important it is to upgrade these water facilities, how they cannot handle a natural disaster.
Congresswoman Jennifer McClellan represents the city in the House and says this decision will hurt Richmond's ability to meet the needs of its residents, especially during natural disasters. In a news release on April 4th, when FEMA announced the closure of the BRIC program, it said it was, quote, yet another example of a wasteful, ineffective FEMA program. It was more concerned with political agendas than helping Americans affected by natural disasters, end quote. It added about $882 million from the program would be returned to Congress to be reappropriated, and over $3.6 billion would remain in the Disaster Relief Fund. McClellan says the administration is taking a narrow view of the program and is working with Virginia's congressional delegation to get it restored.
They seem to only be looking at whether something is in direct response to a natural disaster, but it's much better to prevent a disaster than to respond to it. It's much cheaper.
Now, CBS6 has reached out to both VDEM and FEMA to ask if any other grants awarded here in Virginia are meeting a similar fate, but we have not heard back.